Autumn of 1258. The North has changed. Humans have been the predominant race for far too long now, but keep wanting, keep pushing for more. It's been 500 years since the first landing, 500 years of expansion, of bloody warfare, of oppression. Most of the major human cities lying close to the banks of the Yaruga River sit upon elven ruins. The luckiest of the Unsaid abandoned their homes before humans arrived to scorch them down. The unlucky were made an example of civilized negotiations. Angren, one of the closest regions to the mighty river, constitutes the southeastern border of the Kingdom of Temeria. It's also home to one of the known druidic circles, a vast swamp that surrounds one of the river's major branches, and all sorts of dangers. Run! Run, Amos! Run, Zignum! Run as fast as your feet can carry you. Run through pain and mud, through blood and sweat, through arrows and thunder. You run because death himself is on your trail, and you can't explain why. Not yet, at least. The ship's captain told you that the Red Port was as far as he was willing to go. Every ship sailing further east from there seemed too expensive for your already light pockets. Still, you were a long way from the city of Spala, so you decided to keep going on your own. As you crossed the Great Bridge, a shadowy man told you that, for the right money, he could sneak you through Angren. Since his fee was considerably lower than what every other captain in the Red Port required, you followed him through the swamp on a course due south and then east. From there, you could easily cross the Rivian border. After a day's drift, you just stopped for the night, made a campfire, and tried to rest a bit. The last thing you remember seeing before you started sprinting for your lives was an arrowhead coming through your guide's back all the way to his chest. Then more arrows came whistling towards you, but you were not crazy enough to see who held the quiver these arrows came from. So, Amos and Zignum, you are in the swamp forest and you run for your lives. Please give me dodge or reposition rolls.
Okay, starting right with the action.
Oh god.
19.
24.
As arrows keep flying towards you, it feels like a higher power moves your feet in the right direction, so none manages to hit you. You go left and right, trying to avoid giving an easy target to whoever it is that's hunting you. A judgment call guides you to dive deeper into the swamp in hopes of making it harder for anyone to follow you. After a couple of minutes of continuous running, you stop to catch your breath.
Can I make an awareness check?
Both of you, please.
19.
And this is a 21.
Your mind is still so occupied by thoughts of what just happened that you don't notice the pair of yellow glooming eyes fixed on you, jumping behind a fallen tree trunk. You barely grasp that the creature is throwing something against you. So, Zignum, roll me a dodge.
Ooh.
That's good.
That's fucking good. That's a 32. That's a critical double crit.
Good for you.
The disappointment.
As you stop and pause for a moment to catch your breath and look behind you to see if somebody is following you, you just turn around and you barely notice that this creature jumps over a tree trunk that's fallen into the swamp and throws something at you, which at the final moment before it reaches you, you just dodge to your left and it flies all over your head. And now you can roll for education and for initiative, please.
So let's start with education. A 12.
Same for me. We're both equally dumb.
Unfortunately, you do not understand what this thing in front of you is. It looks like an old woman with pale skin and yellow eyes, wretched look. It has slimy long hair. It's covered in mud, and you can even see swamp plants all over her body. Her huge breasts that are hanging from her chest are moving as she's coming closer to you, and you have absolutely no idea what this is, but it certainly doesn't look at all friendly.
As I turn around and notice this, still breathing in sharply, just trying to catch my breath, I point to whatever is in front of us, and then turn to Amos and say, "Looks a lot like your mother, doesn't it?" Just give him a smile of priestly, could you say, innocence.
Does Amos respond to that?
No, I think I'm too preoccupied to be not completely terrified of what's standing in front of me. Like, I don't respond at all.
So, Amos, you go first.
So, this is a fight.
Apparently.
But I'm a pacifist.
Okay, then maybe I will draw my bow and arrow.
This would be your first move. If you want to hit her, you should use the extra action. You need an action to just draw your weapon and string your bow.
Yes, and then I would use my second action, I think, for aiming.
So you mean that you're going to wait to aim at her?
Yes, because I don't know if this creature is going to attack us or not.
-3 stamina. And now it's her turn. As she can see, you are pulling out a weapon. She comes close to Zignum and tries to hit him with her claws.
What did I do? I'm just a priest.
Yes, but you're close to her territory. Okay, how are you going to defend?
Dodging again, and successfully with a 16.
As you try to move out of her claws way, she manages to scratch you. Where? Let's see. Her claws are really nasty. So she tries to hit you, and she does hit your left arm.
Okay.
And she actually does 6 points of damage if...
Yeah, not wearing anything but a robe.
And now it's your turn to play.
I will give her a bit of my medicine of Lilith's Fury and use my cleansing fire on her. That's spell casting. Where are we? That's an 18.
I think she needs to resist magic, right?
It's a resist magic roll, yeah. Here we go.
Okay, you open your hands towards her, trying to make her feel extremely hot, and as you try to ignite her, she just shakes her head, screams out, and makes just a single step back in order to show to you that she's not that easy to manipulate. Now it's Amos's turn.
Come on, shoot that bitch.
Okay, I think I will try to shoot her with my bow and arrow.
Come on.
Sure, okay, I'll target the torso.
Come on, let it be a 57. Oh, fuck no!
Oh, that's not good.
At least you do not hurt somebody else or your weapon, but she could fumble too. Sadly, she scores a 10, and then a 7. So as you shoot an arrow at her, she moves very fast and she dodges the arrow. She decides to move against you now. So she comes here and tries to hit you again with her claws.
She got mad.
At the moment, I'm thinking, okay, what if we wouldn't have pulled any weapons?
I mean, she threw something at you in the beginning, right?
True,
I mean,
yeah.
She was kind of hostile.
But it would have been maybe a thing of a warning shot.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So, Amos, she comes up to you and she scratches you with her claws. How do you defend to that?
I will try to dodge, right?
If reposition is higher, if your athletics is higher than dodging, use athletics. Always keep that in mind.
Okay, athletics.
19. Poor Amos. She scored.
Oh no.
Poor Amos.
She got 13 by rolling and then
See, that's why you should use dice.
29. So we've got a difference of 10. We go for a critical. As she comes towards you and you try to dodge her sweeping movement of her hand, she manages to hit you on your left leg. As she does that, you feel that her hand was moving so fast and so hard. You feel some of your bones perhaps broken or fractured. You take a step back and you try to resist the feeling of pain. So now you roll for a stun save.
Yeah, I see.
The pain is excruciating, so now you have lost control over yourself and you have frozen in front of her. And you receive 4 points of damage in your leg. Do you have an armor for your legs?
Yes, I do. 3.
So you take 1 point of damage plus the bonus of the critical damage, which is 5. So a total of 6. And you need to lower your left leg armor 1 point from 3 to 2. Before Zignum tries anything, from behind some bushes comes flying towards her a man holding
Cord. My trusty sword.
First of all, give me a stealth check.
16.
Okay, you don't have an ambush bonus.
So I don't roll initiative?
Not yet.
Alright, so that'll be swordsmanship. And I'll go for fast strike.
Woo! Look at that.
There we go. Let's go. Let's go, boys.
She will try to move out of the way.
Good luck with that.
As you try to hit her, she tries to spin her way around and move out of your sword's way. But in doing so, after she has successfully damaged Amos, she trips on her own legs and falls prone. It's going to be a deadly critical. You've got 13 and she got 10.
Oh my god.
Roll 2d6 for location.
Please be the head.
8.
So it's a septic shock. You strike at her torso. Roll damage, please.
That's 22.
Mhm.
And then, do you want me to 1d100 for the bleeding?
Yes, please.
Ah, she's not bleeding.
She's so not bleeding.
Yeah.
She gets 32 points of damage with a single swing, and she is also stunned.
Wait, she's stunned and prone?
She's face up. You carve her at the torso section, close to her belly. Blood gushes everywhere. You can see that she's not dead. She's breathing, but she cannot move. And now it's your second attack.
19.
You beat her by 9, so it's a simple critical. Roll for location, please.
10.
That's cracked ribs. Go.
15 for damage.
Plus 3.
And still not bleeding. Damn it.
You'll manage.
It'll come.
Yeah.
You grab your sword with both hands. You raise it above your head, and as she's not moving, you just strike her close to where her heart should be. You slash her so hard, her ribs are cracked open, and now she just exhales one last time, choking, and she's dead.
I would keep my distance from whatever we just fought, but look at whoever stands before us, and thank you, friend, for, well, one could probably say be our knight in shining armor. Why did you save us in our trouble?
So as he asks me that, I take my sword out of the whatever it is, and I kind of wipe it down, and I tell him, "You guys should be more careful next time in these part of woods. It's not safe here, not for anyone. But don't thank me. You should thank my cousin, Tanner. I believe you guys knew him."
I think upon hearing these words, I think Amos is like, because of the pain of his body is in and his state of mind, he's beginning to cry a little.
I reach over to Amos and say, "It's okay. It's okay. Let it out. Let it out. Yes, we knew him, but how do you know that we accompanied him for as long as he was alive?"
To be honest with you guys, the moment I heard of his death, it hurt a lot. We were very close, him and I. And as soon as I found out that he traveled not alone, I did my very best to track down whoever his companion were. And slowly, I made my way to you guys. And I felt that standing on the side and not helping you with this creature would just be the wrong thing to do. So
You are also entitled into an education role regarding the creature.
can I roll monster lore?
Yes, of course.
18.
Oh. So this is a water hag. You know that it's a powerful creature. It can not only bite and slash at you, but it can also command other creatures nearby, such as drowners, for instance. You understand that what she tried to do in the beginning of the battle was she was trying to throw a mud ball at them in order to stagger and blind them. Her natural environment is, of course, a swamp, and she's extremely vulnerable to fire. That being said, you can also loot whatever valuable her body carries.
I was just about to ask.
So, you receive 2 hag teeth,
Oh,
a unit of essence of water, and a strange looking rune. You could roll for education for it.
Can we also roll for education?
You see Hex kneeling down, searching the body, and give me an awareness check, both.
31.
20.
oh my god. That's 28 for education.
Both of you can see that Hex has got a rune in his hands. Hex, this is a Morana rune, and you know it to enhance whatever weapon it is applied onto, giving it a 30% chance of poisoning the target.
I'm sorry. Forgive my manners. My name is Hexant, or Hex, if you'd like. And I reach my hand out for a shake.
Well, friend, if I may call you that. Still, even though you say I should thank your cousin, I do also thank you. It is an honor to meet another family member. And I also shake your hand. Give an appreciative nod. And look over at Amos. Amos, are you right?
I think Amos would be still in shock. I think I would be just laying there and like looking wide-eyed at like the strange person that just came to save us.
Seems like we need to get him to a doctor.
Indeed. Do you know someone here around these parts? Because we know it's dangerous. We've been running from a few things flying towards us.
Traveling the swamp, you know the place that serves as a safe haven for travelers. It's called Tuzla Castle, and you know the way.
Indeed I do. Currently we're in Engren. Nearby there's a fort called Fort Tuzla. It's the capital of the region. It's not too far away. If we start going, we can make it in time and save your friend's leg.
Sounds good to me. If you will also follow us, Amos, if you can walk.
Shall we help him?
Yeah, just hobble along.
Very well then.
So we make our way to Tuzla.
Yes. Give me wilderness survival rolls, please.
All of us?
But Hex is leading you, but I would like to get one roll from each one of you.
Okay, cool. 18.
Having a map does something?
It could provide with a +1.
Okay. 18.
You actually follow the path you already have used and know it to be safe. As you go, both of you notice that Amos is having a hard time catching up with you. This means that you reach Tuzla Castle first thing in the morning. It took you all night to get there, although Hex, you believe that it was an hour's walk, and it took you more than 5. The guy is in pain.
Hex, do you know where the doctor is for Amos?
So I look at Signum and I'm sorry, my friend, I don't quite know if there is one, but I'm sure that we can maybe find someone that can help us.
I would just yell out, "A doctor! We need a doctor, please!"
Although called a castle, this place is nothing more than a fort amidst the swamp. Tall wooden palisades surround the courtyard that holds a stone tower with 2 adjacent wooden cabins, an ex-barracks turned inn, and an all-in-one workshop. There is a main gate which you came through after crossing a narrow bridge that connects the main path to the castle's turf. So as you enter the castle, Zignum screams. One man comes towards you. He's wearing robes. You could, of course, roll for awareness, grooming and style, for anything you like to learn more about him.
I think I will go with awareness. Yeah. 21.
He doesn't exactly look like a doctor, but he certainly has a certain appearance of a traveled person, a knowing man, if you will, that comes close to you and with a sense of genuine worry, bends over your wounded friend and says, "My good people, what has happened here? What has happened to this poor-looking fellow?"
My friend here was attacked by... I couldn't say what it was, but it was... I turned to Hex and look at him, questioning. Did you figure out what it was that attacked him?
It was a water hag.
Oh, is he poisoned? Did the water hag strike him with her tongue, which is quite poisonous?
I look at Amos. Did she lick you?
I kind of laugh a little and shake my head. She didn't lick me.
Well, thank Lilith for that.
She just scratched me.
So the answer is no.
Then what seems to be his problem? He seems to be in pain.
Well, yeah, you need to look at his leg. There's the thing you need to help him with.
Let's carry him over to the inn. We could use a bed. I'm not considered very strong with my hands. Can you please help me lift him?
Sure thing.
Worse.
Okay, roll a physique check, please.
Oh, fuck.
So you did well.
Yeah.
Zignum did particularly well.
And I have 0 in physique.
Wow.
Yeah, it's this sense of urgency because your friend is so hurt that gives you Lilith, gives you more strength than you could imagine that you have. So you pick him by the armpits and you lift him as if you would all by yourself carry him towards the inn. And Hex also helps you by grabbing his legs. And as you are carrying him towards the inn, he says, "Let me open this door for you." He comes in front, opens the door, and calls to the person behind the bar. "We need a bed. We will pay for the later. Pronto, pronto." And he steps up the stairs. "Come on, follow me, my good man." You continue carrying Amos all the way to the second floor, and as you enter one of 2 rooms that exist, these are 2 rooms that have 4 or 5 beds each. You just lay him on top of one of the beds, and you see the man coming close to his leg. He examines the leg and says, Your friend has suffered a fractured leg. As far as I can see, it's not broken, but he will be in terrible pain until this wound heals. I will do my best to try and help him. Can you please step out of the room?
Why do you want us to step out of the room?
I wouldn't like you to see him in shock, if anything.
Listen, I have seen a friend die before. I don't mind to see this one in shock. I will stay where I am.
I don't think that is the problem, mister. If I may ask, I have quite an experience with these types of things, injuries, first aid, sort of thing, from being a medic back in my army days. Are you sure you're a doctor?
I never said I was, but I know what I'm doing. I'm telling you. I've seen people faint because they could not stand the sight of blood or the sight of a friend screaming. I'm only proposing this for your own benefit. Before we go on, Zignum, roll for persuasion because of what you said.
Ah, shit, I don't have persuasion. But I'll roll another critical, come on. Okay, an 18. Good enough.
Okay, I can understand. If you have a recent loss, I believe you can handle this situation too. But, my good man, if you are a medic, why didn't you help this person at first? Why bring him back wounded when you could attend to his wound? At least you could relieve him of his pain.
Believe me that these types of injuries are out of my hands. The most I can do is a slash of a blade or a pierce of an arrow, but a fractured bone caused by a water hag is a bit out of my reach, won't you say? But trust me, I'm okay with a sight of blood, a sight of screaming. Just take care of our friend.
While this back and forth happens, I throw my fist on the table and say, for Lilith's sake, could you stop discussing who should help who and just get on it with my friend? He's in pain. Please.
Would you consider this to be an intimidation of sorts?
Could it be something like leadership? Probably not, right?
Okay, yes, I accept it.
Okay, cool, yeah, then it's... Come on. 16. Ah, shit.
He turns and looks at you and says, yes, you're absolutely right. We should tend to the matter first and talk details later. you see him making some very swift moves with his hands. He uses pieces of cloth to band-aid the wound to stop the bleeding, and also he uses a piece of wood in order to support the fractured leg. After he does that, he says, "Okay, now for the difficult part." What you see is the man stands up, opens his arms, and his hands have started glowing. He mutters some words in the elder speech and closes his eyes, and you see him doing these pulsating moves over Amos' leg. You notice that the glow from his fingertips is actually moving to surround Amos's leg. In a way, it's like he's transferring some of his vitality to him, or he's harnessing an invisible power to cover your friend's leg, and in doing so, he actually opens his eyes, exhales deeply, and says, "Your friend should be better. But if my estimation is correct, you can listen to him being tired now. He should need almost a week to be completely healed."
I think we should, if it's possible, rent this room for the next week or so until our friend feels better. Talking to Signem, of course.
Indeed, we shall.
So I'm gonna go downstairs and head to the barkeep.
By the way, I give you 50 crowns.
Alright, so I grab the crowns and I go down to the barkeep, and I walk up to him and I lean on the bar and I point at him. "Excuse me, my dear barkeep.
Hey,
I'm sure you noticed me and my friends upstairs. How much would it be to rent that room for the next week or so?"
well, to be exact, you should pay for the fuzz, the blood on the floor, and the room. But it's not like we are in Kovir and Povis. We are in a swamp, so okay, I don't mind the blood actually. I'll tell you what. How much do you plan on staying here?
7 days.
What are you? Some daft in the head? 7 days in a swamp?
Have you heard of a water hag, my friend?
Indeed I have.
So I'm sure you know that her claws make quite a slash on a person, and unfortunately, that's what my friends upstairs have. So I think his leg will need 7 days or so to get better. So we would like the room.
As you say that, the dwarf barkeep leans closer to you and says, he tries to lift himself closer to you in a way to speak quietly, and says, "So it was a water hag that did that, and not some knife ears?"
No cutthroats, just a simple water hag.
That's strange.
Why so?
Yeah, those damn elves hiding in the swamp, they have been attacking everyone recently. I don't know what's gotten into them, but they have grown bold. Either way, I can give you the room for 7 days for, let's say, 30 crowns.
Alright. And I hand him 30 crowns.
I don't believe you're gonna cause any trouble here, right?
No, sir. Although I have to ask, perhaps you know, as a barkeep, are there any jobs available while we're at the swamp, to make some coin?
Well, the jobs I knew that were going to give you some money now might cost you your life. I knew that some people were helping others to cross the swamp as guides, you know? But now it seems like nobody wants to do it anymore because of those damn elves who are hiding, I don't know where. They seem to kill people before water hugs do.
That's unfortunate to hear. Alright, I'll go consult my friends and I'll be back perhaps for that guide job of yours.
A piece of advice.
Yes, sir.
As long as your friend is well and able to walk again, pack your things and get the hell away out of the swamp. Angren is a cesspool. You don't want to be here.
Kind of nod at him and just go back upstairs to talk to my friends.
While you are down there talking to the barkeep, Zignum, the man that helped you, now leaning on the threshold of the door, turns and looks at you and says, I will now retire to my quarters. We shall speak again, perhaps tomorrow, and talk about your friend and other things, probably.
Very well. Thank you very much.
So Hex returns to the room and...
My friends, I didn't catch your names back there.
My name is Signum, and I am a priest of Lilith. Probably her sending you to us in the time of our need. Signum Domine.
Hex, give me a deduction roll.
17.
He says he's a priest, but as far as you know, priests tend to people and to wounded people.
And our poor friend, what is your name?
I'm Amos.
Amos. Alright, so I spoke with barkeep downstairs, and as I talk, I kinda walk around the room and I have a coin in my hand and I just kinda, flick it and catch it, flick it and catch it. And I tell them I spoke with the barkeep and we got the room for the next 7 days. So Amos, you can rest easy. But he did seem sort of strange. He was talking about a group of elves in the swamp attacking people just cause. If I remember correctly, you guys were running away from something back there. I kind of lost sight of you in the woods, and then I caught it back up when you were fighting the water hag. And also, he said that as soon as Amos is well, we should get the hell out of here, and he does not like this place at all.
So where do you stand? Would you say we should leave, as he says? Or would you say that we should investigate more about what is happening here?
The way we came to talk about this is I asked him about a job because I thought perhaps you and I could go ahead and, take care of other people's business and earn some coin for it. I mean, why not while our friend is here healing up? But he didn't really mention any jobs. The only thing he did mention was that people have been hired as guides across the swamp. But then these attacks kept happening, so the number of guides have been decreasing to almost none. Nobody wants to risk their lives for other people.
So are you proposing that we become guides in this area? For I don't know where we actually are.
I don't think we should become guides. No, we should not risk our lives for this shithole. But I think that we should keep our watch, keep our instincts just make sure we're not putting our guards down while our friend is resting. So with a big yawn, I turn to Signum and I tell him, my friend, all this talk of resting made me kind of fatigued. I think we should rest up a bit. We've been traveling all night long. And also let our friend Amos have a good night's sleep.
I couldn't agree more. And I sit down in one of those chairs and just...
Zignum, give me a deduction roll, please.
Deduction, let's go. 15.
Okay, you listened to Hexen say that he was a field medic.
Before you leave, I turn a little bit, and as you can see, I'm not as bad off as my friend here, but could you maybe help me with my arm and the...
So I kind of kneel down and take my glove off and take a look of his arm and kind of trying to wipe the blood away. And as I'm about to roll my first aid, I look him in the eyes and I tell him, aren't priests supposed to be quite experienced with these type of things? First aid or medicine, healing. What kind of priest are you?
I'm a priest of, let's say, judgment. I'm not here to heal people, but more to rid the world of those that don't deserve to be here. I mainly trust the actual way of healing rather than the healing of magic.
Should I roll first aid or
Yes, please.
15?
This means that Zignum will also receive his recovery stat per day of rest.
So as he says that stuff about being a priest of judgment, I look at him and I tell him, speaking of judgment, my friend, I did not mean to sound judgmental. We all have our secrets, we all have our backstories. Perhaps we can catch up after we get a good night's sleep.
Very well.
I have a life event that I suffer from nightmares, horrible nightmares. 7 in 10 chance each time you sleep. So how does that factor in?
This means that you will roll a D100.
Like a 70%, right?
And you have 70%, exactly.
Let's find out. Of course.
So, going with the appropriate hex for nightmare, it says that if they fail, they barely sleep and do not recover stamina or health points during the night. So, as you close your eyes, Zignum, while for the rest of the people around you the day begins and your own ends, you dive into deep sleep in order to rest and find strength to help your friends, mainly Amos, who is in need of caring. But Hexen, you find it very difficult to sleep at all. Perhaps it is the swamp and this horrible environment you have stumbled yourself upon. Perhaps all those things you heard about Tanner bring back horrible memories that keep you awake. So, after 8 or so hours of deep sleep for you, Zignum, you wake up to see Hexen sitting on the head of the bed with his legs bent close to his chest. He seems exhausted, and it seems like he didn't get any sleep at all. His eyes very small, and you see that he's very nervous.
Hexa, are you alright? Is everything fine?
Yes, I just couldn't fall asleep. I'm alright, thank you. How's our friend doing?
Amos, are you awake?
I think I'm still like a little bit dazed, but I wake up eventually and nod my head.
Any pain? Does it hurt if I touch you there? And I just put my finger on the wound.
Ouch.
That's the reaction I was hoping for.
So, at the moment, Amos, after 7 days go by, you will be back to normal, okay?
Okay.
Are you waiting until Amos recovers completely, or are you willing to move on with him suffering those penalties?
Signum would be the one who has the feeling of pushing on because we were hunted down by something, and it's
Agreed.
it's also bad when the barkeep says, "By the way, don't stay here."
Oh, fuck up. Yeah, agreed. I'm with Signum on this one.
The question is, can I walk again, or am I bedridden?
You can do whatever you want, knowing that at times it will bother you. And in game terms, this means that you are going to have a -1 in speed, dodge, and athletics. That's it.
Okay, yeah, I think the best would be if we moved on. Like, it doesn't make sense that we wait 7 days.
You decide to make your way downstairs, perhaps grab some lunch. As you do that, the man that helped you the same morning is there having his share of a lunch, and he's actually sitting alone in a table. What do you do?
I would just sit down at his table.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna stand behind Amos and kind of put my hands on the back of his chair.
Okay. Although you do feel tired.
Exhausted.
Yes.
But gotta stay on my feet.
So, good day once again. Seeing you in this new light.
Good day to you too. Situation were such that I was not properly introduced. My name is Deron, and I reside here in Castle Tuzla mainly because it's one of the safest places in this territory.
That's probably quite good to stay here, safe behind the walls. My name is Signum, and once again I wanted to thank you for what you did for us as a group.
I think Amos would continue with saying, and I want to thank you especially because you've helped me so quickly without regards to payment or anything else, so I'm very thankful.
He smiles when you say that.
I look at him and I say, Mister, I don't mean to sound rude, but if I may ask, what are you? What is your profession? I mean, you healed our friend quite professionally, if I may say, but also quite magically. If I may ask, what was that?
I travel the world trying to learn as much as I can from anyone or anything I meet during my travels. And I happen to have the gift of controlling higher powers. I also spent years at the School of Maiden in Barnard. You may have guessed correctly, I am but a humble mage. And although I love traveling and gathering knowledge, I must admit that I am stuck in this insufferable place. So, yes, in a sense, my good man, I do not require payment in order to help someone in need, but I would need some help with a matter of personal interest, if I may say so.
Please let us know. I was just about to ask if there's anything we can do in exchange for your help.
please allow me to ask you, how did you end up here?
Well, I can only speak for me and, of course, for my friend Amos, that we have been on a voyage going, well, the northern east direction. And we didn't find any ship that would take us that way. So we decided we would hire a guide and he would lead us through the swamps, which now seems more foolish than actually paying for a ship. And then, being in the swamps, we were ambushed by a turn and look to Hex, a water hag. I assume that's the right term for what we came across, and that's how we met him.
My good man, I must tell you that water hags or endragas or archospores, these are not the worst things you could meet in these swamps. It's said to be the home of druids and to dark legions. But to me, the worst in this place are these elven terrorists that plague the whole region of Angern. They kill out of sadistic pleasure anyone that crosses the swamp as if it's their own. They are vagabonds. They are the worst nightmare of anyone traveling these places, and the worst of them all is their leader, a certain elfin lady who takes great pleasure in killing innocent people. At least you didn't stumble upon them, and you only met the monster of the swamp, which you took care, of course. Not without consequences, my dear man, he tells, looking at Amos.
In a way, I turned to Amos, of course, looking at him like, oh yeah, he took some damage, but then also put my left arm on the table in order to also show that I took some damage too. So just be like, hey, I also had some. But you mentioned an elven leader, but you didn't tell us. You didn't tell us her name. Would you know that by any chance?
Oh, everybody does know her name because she is the bane of anyone who travels these places. Her name is Therana, a sadistic woman who feasts on the misfortune of weary travelers and people lost in the swamps. So I have a proposition for you, and I believe that it's in your best interest to at least take it into consideration. I am willing to pay for the full expenses of your traveling if you make everyone a favor and venture into the swamp and rid us of this vile creature, Therana, the sea elf, the bane of travelers.
I think I can speak for all of us when we tell you that we thank you for healing our friend, but we do need a little bit more information about this she-elf. If you can give us a general direction, anything you know about the environment, anything we should look out for, we greatly appreciate it. But in regards to the she-elf, does she travel alone, in a band? And if so, we will take care of them.
Their exact whereabouts I cannot tell you, because sadly I do not know. What I do know is that she is not alone, of course. These elves, they have been cast out by the neighboring cities, both of the kingdoms of Temeria and Lyria, and they found refuge here. Because, as it happens, humans started to not tolerate their presence in their cities. Much of their history I do not know. What I do know is that since they came to prowl in these areas, they became ever bolder and bolder. And as the good barkeep can tell you, they have been terrorizing these swamps for quite some time. Perhaps it would be a good idea if you ask him more details on where these attacks are happening. I can only tell you that this woman, she's bloodthirsty, cruel, and stops at nothing.
Do you think that, just out of curiosity, that all elves are the problem in this world, or do you just think she is the biggest problem in this area?
Oh, I have no problem with elves at all. I have no problem with anything on this beautiful world that we live in.
Thank you for your honesty. I meant no offense by that question.
None taken, my good man.
So, my friends, I think we have a band of elves to take care of.
Indeed, we should probably get some drink in us and talk to the barkeep about what we should do next. Get up from my chair and walk over to the barkeep. And I think we haven't had the chance to really get to know each other. I was the one carrying the person, not the bleeding person, yesterday. Would you by any chance have something to drink?
He puts a mug in front of you
Yeah.
and a demijohn vodka. Only vodka in these places.
That's very good to hear. And I take it and just drink it down in one sip, or one gulp, and put it down. That's some strong stuff, I can tell you that.
Oi, big boy. What's it there? You should be more careful with that stuff.
I will. I can feel it already. But I point towards Darren and say, he told us about a group of elven terrorists in this area, led by a she-elf.
Yeah, those plowing plant fuckers, they do some nasty stuff. You know, nobody wants to travel anymore. Nobody feels safe. I tell you, if they were more, they would have stormed this fort a long time ago.
Well, it seems like there might be a possibility that we could help you with that problem. It's only that we need information about where this she-elf is and who she travels with, but mainly the location where we can find her, if you know anything about that.
He has a cloth in his hands and he's swiping at some plates. So as you say that, he goes, "Get me Cora's boobs. If I knew where she was, I would have dealt with them. I don't mind banging some elf heads, you know. I don't have anything against other elves, but those damn bastards, they leave nobody cross the swamp to get a better life. This shithole is going to flood if nobody is going to cross it and go on. We only have so many beds."
I understand what you mean, and it's a difficult dilemma that you face. But do you know anything that could help us hunting her down? Or do you know anyone who could help us with the location or the whereabouts of the group or people of the group?
I know no one that met them and lived to tell the tale. So no, I cannot help you. If you plan on going after them, you will have to search the swamps and find their camp, because they must be living somewhere, you know? There is no chance they live with the druids. The druids would not accept them, and they certainly haven't built anything into the swamp. If I had to guess, they are either using any abandoned villages in the swamp area, or they have made camp in an opening.
Thank you very much. I think that's a start. So I'm about to leave to go to the table and then turn back around. Actually, since all the people have died that could know where they are, is there at least a location where a recent attack was that we can scope out and maybe go from there?
If there is, I wouldn't know it. As I told you, nobody has come back.
Fair enough, I suppose.
And as he says that, he throws the towel on the bar, not aggravated by you, but by the whole situation. And he speaks some dwarven...
I thank you for your good vodka and for your help. May it lead us to her, wherever she's hiding.
Take the bottle with you. Share it with the others. He gives you 3 mugs and the demijohn. And he turns around and says, if you want to eat something, just call me. I'll give you.
Thank you very much. That sounds delightful. And I take everything and just bring it to the table. Here, it seems like the barkeep likes us, or at least me, quite a lot, and gave the bottle to us for us to enjoy.
As I told you, many would benefit if Ferrana was to vanish.
It seems so. Talking to the barkeep hasn't really helped all too much. He doesn't really know where she is or where her whole group, are hiding. Neither does he know of anyone who could help us still alive, or of any recent attack and where the location would be. So the only option we probably have is to, scan through the swamp, hoping to come across a hint of their hiding spot.
I fear that you would need to track them down, yes. Because nobody knows where they could be hiding.
Well then, that's probably what we have to do. So what do you say, Amos and Hex? Is there something we need to do in the town still? Or are we ready to head out? And will you accompany us, Darren, by the way?
I think it would be in your best interest to live on your own. I have some other matters to attend to. There is an old village, abandoned, just north of here. People coming down said there are some glowing rocks close to this village, and I would like to see them and understand if they pose danger to the people of this area. Head out, and once you are done, I will be expecting you in this abandoned village.
It's all right, my friend. If the need arises, we'll find you. But you will have to excuse us when we will take our leave and head out to find this band of elves.
I will also leave in a little while. And he stands up, walks up the stairs, and you're left sitting around the table. What would you like to do now?
I think we shall head out.
I pour each one of us a drink again, so empty the bottle, and just then say, to a good hunt, and try to clink with the others if they want to clink too.
Yes.
After a while, you move out, taking with you weapons and whatever armor you may have, and lots of courage, because you're going to venture into the unknown depths of this swamp. And as you do that, you cross the gate of this castle, and you move out. There is a distinctive path which you follow, you can imagine that this whole area being a swamp, there is no road paved or anything that resembles a road, but let's say that the pathways most traveled seemed to guide you through the flora and whatever pools of muddy water around you. I would like all of you to give me wilderness survival rolls.
Oh shit.
I think the oh shit was alright.
Yes.
14 for me.
My roll would be a 20 because I have 4 in Bloodhound.
So as you travel through the swamp, you kind of find your way easily at first, but then as you come around broken bridge, which if you were able to cross it, you would cover lots of ground, and now you have to take a longer distance around in order to reach the swamp field opposite of where you stand now. Amos seems disturbed and is unsure of how you need to proceed. You believe you have found the trail, and Zignum can definitely see tracks of wild boars and snakes, and is absolutely sure that he has found no signs of humanoid tracks or boots and stuff like that.
I turn around to Amos and say, "Are you right? Have you heard anything? Is anything lurking up on us?"
No, I just have the feeling that I'm lost. I don't know where we are. I lost track. I lost the track we were on. I'm just confused.
Don't worry. We're 3 people here, and we haven't lost our track yet. And suddenly you point in 2 different directions.
Just make sure you follow. Don't lose us.
Amos feels hesitant at first, but it seems that Hex knows the way, or he has picked up a trail, which he's pretty certain that belongs to the elves that roam the area. This is where you stand at the moment. At this point, I would ask you to roll once more for wilderness survival.
This can be good, come on. 18.
So I'm adding my Bloodhound skill.
11.
That's 20.
From where you stand, you both Zignum and Hexent know that there are some tracks leading north.
Amos, we found a track. Keep following us.
Okay.
You can see Zignum strolling through the swamp, and he's following the trail. Hex, you know he's doing well, but he's also way ahead of you.
Okay.
Roll an awareness check, please.
Yes. 15.
In my turn, I'm just gonna not yell, but try to like whisper yell to Signum. Be like, "Psst, Signum, do you see anything up there?"
You actually don't see or listen anything from where you are standing.
Not yet. Why are you so way behind, by the way?
Someone has to stay with Amos.
I understand, yeah.
I would like Amos to roll for a practiced paranoia,
Ooh.
your defining skill.
Yes. 22.
We're ready. I think it's Signum's turn to walk.
I will tread lightly.
Great. Okay, before you walk, I kind of turn towards you because you are in front of us and say, something doesn't feel right here. I feel like I don't feel well. I don't know.
Well, you have a broken leg.
Yes. No, but this area, I don't know.
Dangerous?
Yes.
Can you be more specific?
I don't know. I feel like where I'm standing now, I feel there's something nearby, but I can't really point my finger at it.
Just try and move one step at a time, my friend. Take your time.
Okay, I will just go 1 and 2 up here.
I think I'm gonna stick close to our friend that has the gut feeling.
Oh, it's my turn again, right?
No, actually, what happens is
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh, not good.
What the hell?
We're peaceful.
No, we're not.
Oh, no, we're not.
two elves with their longbows at hand approaching, and they say, "Give us one good reason why we shouldn't kill you right this instant, Duan."
Well, give us one good reason why we shouldn't kill you in one instant.
As he says that, I take my sword out. A sign of intimidation, but also a sign like, don't mess with us.
Do you want to roll an intimidation?
Sure. It's 18.
Nobody moves, nobody even moves a brow, a muscle. They keep pointing their arrows towards your direction and say, "If you take one step, you are dead, Duan, because we are not just the two of us. And you know it. And please roll for courage."
Please, please, do I have courage? Oh yeah, I have courage. 20.
17.
I think I'm going to roll, if it's okay with you, GM, Fury, which makes me immune to fear.
Okay, do that.
So my empathy is 3, so that'll be a DC of 9.
Oh, haha, haha.
None of you actually feels strange about what the elves told you. As far as you can understand, they might be bluffing.
In a way, as a jest, because they said don't take another step, I just take 2 steps on my so on where I'm standing at the moment. So I don't walk forward, but I just take 2 steps in a way of saying I just did.
And as you do that,
You said fuck you without saying fuck you.
Yeah.
another elf approaches, sees a woman, and says, "I think we should all try to reason with each other. Don't you believe so? It's not very common for people whom we have hunted to return, so it must be your death wish, isn't it?"
I consider myself a gentleman, my lady. I think we should all take a bow, relax, put our weapons away, and let's talk like civilized people. I think that was a charisma roll, maybe.
Most definitely, yes.
13.
She raises her hand and says, "We will speak in a civilized manner once I know that you are not agents of a certain individual that wants us dead."
Agents. We're not agents. We're actually a very, very unique type of group. As you can see, we're all not in the same level in society. And I think we can all put our weapons down, take a breath, and let's talk. Who are you?
And I quickly add, and what individual do you speak of that wants you dead?
She gives a nod to the two that stand in each of your sides. "If you try anything funny, it will take a split second for me to pull my bow from my back and shoot you down. So with that out of the way, my name is Therana. The individual I'm talking about is a mage that has crept inside Tuzla Castle. As a coward he is. So, now we shall enter verbal combat."
Initiative?
Yes,
Yes.
let's do that.
I am immune to verbal combat for a number of rounds equal to my fury value times 2, which is 10 rounds.
Correct. So I would say that you have 7 rounds left.
So I don't roll initiative.
You don't. But both Amos and Zignum do. Let's see how she does. 12. Zignum, you go first.
Oh yeah, perfect.
What is it you want to do with her?
What don't I want to do with her?
She's very beautiful indeed.
Indeed, she's an elf. I mean, I just ask her, What proof do you need that we are not his agents?
Roll a human perception, please.
Sure.
Okay, what you essentially do with your question, you try to understand what she feels about this whole situation and how you can approach the whole thing, trying to find a weakness in her mind. So you study her, and this means that at your next roll you will have a +2.
I like that.
So this will go both to your defenses and your attacks. Zignum, you are done. Amos,
I think I would like to ask her, why would someone send spies after you?
in a sense you will try to get on her good side, right?
Yes,
Roll a charisma, please.
19.
Okay, you beat her. She replies that when someone has filled with lies and treachery his whole world, then he will end up doing such a cowardice act. In a way, in a sense, she doesn't give a very reassuring answer. So roll 1d6 plus your empathy.
12.
Okay, now it's your turn. What proof do you have that you are not his agents? How do I know that Deron hasn't sent you to eradicate us? As I said, no one that has left this bog alive has returned. So she will try to persuade you. How would you like to reply to that?
I would say that the proof that we carry, or that I carry, is my word. My word means more than anything else in this, to me, than anything else in this world. I am a priest of Lilith, so I can swear on her that we are not his agents.
I think that this is an attempt of persuasion.
It is, yeah.
Wouldn't it be deceit?
Because basically he's lying.
He's lying to her. He did send us. We're here on his behalf, so.
What I receive on Leon's part is that he's not trying to fool her. I don't know if I got it right, but
At first I thought, okay, it could be fooling her, but it's more of a thing of, well, I didn't sign a contract, I could still be on her side. I am just someone who wants to see, okay, who's on the right side. So in a way, I'm not a spy of anyone. So it would be a persuasion. Here we go. 13, fuck.
and you have +2.
Oh yeah, plus 2, 15, sorry.
So you beat her to it, and you do 1d6 divided by 2 plus empathy.
So 1d6 is 3 plus empathy, so 12.
Why does he have +2?
Because of the study, because of what he did in the first round. Amos, how do you reply to that?
I think I would try deceiving because I would try to argue with her that it isn't logical for us to be almost ambushed by them and then return to be spies for someone who we might not even met and we don't know. Like, why would we come back into the forest to... We would just want to travel our way. We are travelers.
Roll a deceit then.
Oh, damn! I love when the GM is rubbing his forehead like, I'm fucked.
Okay, so 1d6 plus intelligence, please.
12 again.
So as you say that, she says, I believe you. For Duan, you seem to be honorable and speak the truth. But then again, why did you come back? Only hours after you've been hunted down and you were flying for your lives. Now you return. And this time, you did not try to cross the bog. So what is it that brought you here?
I jump into that and say, well, you seem a fighter yourself, so wouldn't you, if you escape, go back to the battlefield and try to find the people that wanted to do you wrong in order to find out why?
So is it vengeance you seek?
Vengeance it is not. It is more an explanation for why we were attacked.
To be honest though, I only see one fighter out of the three of you.
Well, look can be deceiving.
That's very true, and it also applies to what I told you earlier.
Okay, so I'm just gonna start yelling, I'm getting tired of this shit. You're either gonna tell us who you are, what you want, or you're gonna be sorry for wasting our time.
The way you say this looks intimidating, so roll for it, please.
Yeah. It's I don't know if it's intimidation, it's just me being full of rage.
The immediate response, the immediate reaction is both the elves on each of your side raises their bows again, targeting at you. She seems quite calm, even though you seem to be aggressive towards her, and says, "There's no need to get excited, Duan. I think we have cleared that we are not fighting, at least since you are not agents of Darren's. You want to know why we ambushed you?
Yes, please.
It's not that we knew who you were or what you were doing in the swamp, but we knew the man who was guiding you through the swamp. Oh, I'm so glad he is dead now. You see, Darren is a very cunning man. He made a fortune from travelers coming through the swamps. He made an agreement long ago with me. If we terrorized whoever came through for a certain fee, he would provide safe passage to them. And so his guides, or should I say his associates, came with the customers without us harassing them, because it was all part of the plan. We left our homes when humans came. We're not from the same city in the north, but all of us ended up here, hunted. So we needed a way to survive, and Darren provided this way. Once he got his fee, and we did our part of the plan, he would send us provisions and some money. It was, after all, our only hope of surviving, until he betrayed us. And then we had to fight back.
So, as you asked us for proof of us not being spies, what is your proof for this abuse against your people in regards to Darren doing that to you?
Walk with me, if you please. I would like to show you something. And she binds her hands on her back, and she walks in front of you quite elegantly. Although she's dirty and she's wearing this attire of self-made armor through foliage and materials found in the swamps, she appears to be quite elegant and beautiful. She brings you over to a grave and says, "Here lies Eledim, my companion, should we say. When Eledim met with Darren and told him that we needed more money or more provisions because winter was upon us and less travelers would want to cross the swamp by that time, Darren killed him and sent his corpse back to us. After that, I knew that I could not rely on this treacherous Duan, and so we started fighting for real."
I kneel down at the grave, just say something like an elven prayer that I have heard over my years as a priest for him. And then, you believed me about what I told you, so I believe you what you told me about the problem you have with Darren.
I would like all of you to roll for resist coercion.
Does my fury do anything, or?
I believe you're not in fury anymore.
That's 13 for me.
Oui.
Ooh,
I believe her.
-8. You not only believe her, you are coerced.
You all believe her. You all believe what she is saying. And Amos actually feels a bit worse now that you came to terms with Darren, and now he's listening to her story, and he feels bad because in a way he feels that he owes Darren something because of his treatment to the leg, but now he has listened to another story that makes him feel bad about this person. You are quite contradicted, my friend. I'll tell you what, since I can see that there is no way you can travel through the bog, it's impossible for us to hit him while he's sitting inside the walls of Castle Tuzla. If you can avenge Eladin, then I will guide you to the point where you will be able to pass to Rivia unnoticed and without any trouble. How does that sound?
What will you have us bring as proof that you believe us?
Nothing less than his head.
I don't really see any problem with that. I look at my companions.
I think I'm gonna put my sword back in its sheath and say that's quite brutal for a lady. I like that. And I'll try to romance her.
Roll for seduction then.
He's trying to sheath something else.
I'm gonna put 2 points of luck into this. Of course.
Oh,
Of course.
Oh no!
Of course.
Oh no!
Oh, shit.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Of course.
she comes close, puts her arm on your shoulder and says, "That was a nice try for a Duan." And she moves away.
So I tell her, hey, at least I gave it a shot, didn't I?
That you did, and it's quite honorable on your part, but let's not waste any more time with trivialities. Hmm?
So are we making our way back to Tuzla?
I think so. On the way back, I would just confront you both and say, it seems to me that she is speaking the truth, and we all know that elves have been under attack more than the humans, certainly here in Angren. I think that it is the right way that we will bring her the head of him, unless you say anything against that.
I just hope we'll have the opportunity to cut it off.
Okay, then. Let's get back to...
Tuzla.
Is he still at the castle? I thought he went to the village.
Oh yeah, right, the village.
We can wait for him at Tuzla.
You need to decide that.
I mean, the abandoned village sounds interesting.
But do we know where it is? He was very secretive about it.
We found the elves that know how to hide in the woods, so probably would be able to find a mage.
Do you think we should ask them if they know of an abandoned bundle of houses that he might have been talking about?
Yeah, that's a good idea. But this time, let me talk with her. Or maybe Amos.
Okay, so as you walk away, Amos, he remembers that he was not going to be in Tuzla Castle, so you turn back to ask them.
I turn back around and did you happen to know if there's any abandoned villages nearby or in the area?
Why do you ask of this? What's your interest in it?
Oh, good question. Why do I ask that? Maybe for looting.
The mage told us that he would be there in an abandoned village, and that's why.
Why would we know that?
No, he told us, but we don't know where the abandoned village is.
How would you know it if you were not working for him?
Yes, exactly. We don't know where he is.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's why I said looting, maybe.
Or try and say that we were talking and we remembered that we saw someone that looks like a mage that left the castle.
Guys, no, no, guys. Either you role play or you don't.
Yeah.
Either you chip into the conversation or you don't, but you don't give ideas as to what he might say. Amos, you were saying that?
I think I would say, I don't know, what would I say? I'm confused.
Alright, I think I'm gonna... I see Amos kind of, stuttering and doesn't really know what to say. So I chime in and say, we were just on our way back to Tuzla when we remembered that we saw a person leaving before us, and he was walking towards the other side of the castle, and we heard him speak something about an abandoned village. So, we didn't really put any thought into it, but maybe that was the mage you were speaking of. So we were thinking of using your help in finding this village, and perhaps we can find the mage as well.
Roll a deceit, please.
I knew it.
You're lying to her.
But it's good that I didn't ask the question, because I would have already said, I would have already been like, oh yeah, we work for him, by the way.
Oh, that would be a disaster.
Oh, 6.
Oh no.
Why 3 of the dice?
This is all very strange to me. I cannot fathom why a person leaving Tuzla Castle would say to whom I try to understand, to himself, thinking out loud, that he was going someplace. And what evidence do you have that he might be the mage I'm talking about? I sincerely believe that you're hiding something from me, and this I do not enjoy at all.
My fair lady, why would we try?
Do not fair lady me, please.
Why would we try to hide something from you? At the end of the day, we're here to help you. You told us your story, we put our swords down, we believed you. We're just trying to help you. If this helps you, the man was wearing some sort of a robe attire. And I don't have quite the experience you do in life, but I've seen my fair share of mages and on the battlefield. And when I saw him leaving Tuzla, now looking back at it, it's a gut feeling. Don't be mad at us. We're just trying to help you. And by helping you, help us.
At first you didn't. You said that vengeance was what you were looking for. You needed an explanation.
Does it make sense that a person gets ambushed and wants an explanation? I think it makes sense. But the second you told us your story, nothing in us thought you were deceiving us.
Because I am not. Although I gather that you... I don't want to say that you do, but you certainly seem to have withheld some information. I don't know if it would change the whole perspective or the way I perceive our agreement, but it seems to me that you were not entirely sure about your motives when you came here. I think that it was not an investigation on your part, more like a mission.
I think you're just a little bit paranoid. You don't have to look too much into it. We agreed to help you. All we need from you is just to answer a question, and we'll be on our way, and we'll be back with the head of the mage. Isn't that what you want? Now be honest. That is what you wanted. Now let us do that for you, so you don't have to risk your lives and end up like your late husband.
But if Darren has left Tuzla Castle, then what stops me from killing you and going to hunt him down on my own? My own concern was that I couldn't get into Tuzla Castle.
You don't want to be around Tuzla Castle either. You never know around the vicinity of it what's lurking around. I think that we, as humans, have the better chance of going nearby around looking for the mage than you. Again, we agreed to help you. Just let us help you. It seems that you're a little bit holding back. We're doing this out of our own free will.
Roll a persuasion on this one.
Maybe that's bold of me, but I will jump in.
So as he's trying to talk back to Hex, Amos comes around and says,
I think we have to come clean to you that we weren't completely honest with you. We've met the mage in the castle, and he told us some story about an abandoned village where he needed some material for one of his spells that we should get for him. And to do that, he offered us a great amount of money. So we went through the woods. He warned us about you and told us a direction where we wouldn't see you or where we wouldn't meet. But it turned out that he was a liar and he wanted us dead.
This is a very strange way of Amos coming clean.
At least we can claim that we know him.
This is genius.
That was great in terms of RP. Just roll for it, and I'll even give you a bonus.
For what?
You should roll for DC.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Oh my god.
She crosses her hands and says, looking at Hex, "See? That wasn't so difficult. Just tell the truth. It's for our mutual benefit, after all. I thank you for your sincerity and for finding the courage to say that you indeed have met this treacherous and cowardly person."
I'm not in her direction. Keeping my eyes down.
So since he also tried to trick you, you will find it quite pleasant to rid the world of him. Am I right?
That is true.
He probably means that he wanted to scavenge through the abandoned village that's north of Castle Tuzla, on the pathway north and west of the castle.
As she says that, I cross my arm like her and mimic her and tell her, "See, was that so hard? Just tell the truth. It's for mutual fucking benefit." And I turn around and walk the direction of the castle.
Oh, I just straight up apologize, like get an apologetic, apologies, and like turn around and go after him.
Any ranks in Elder Speech?
Nope.
No.
Don't think so. Can we still roll for it?
Of course you can, yes. Roll for it.
14 for me.
13.
17.
Zignum partly understands. I really like this Duan.
Oh. Ooh. Then I go to Hex and give him a fist bump.
Okay, I won't require a wilderness survival check for this one. At least not until you reach Castle Tuzla, but roll once. Yeah, wilderness survival, roll once when you cross Tuzla. Oh, okay, 17.
I'm on also 17.
20.
Oh, 20.
What the
Nice.
fuck? All of the sudden, like all the time, I'm really bad
Yeah.
with survival, and then I'm like,
All of you actually understood perfectly what Ferrana told you about, and you follow the pathway leading north and then west towards an opening where, from a distance, you see some broken down wooden fences, the usual archway that marks the entrance to a hamlet or village is there, but it's broken down, burned, and through the mist and humidity that rises from the swamp, you see structures that might resemble wooden cabinets, homes of a kind, to probably some very poor folks that were living there. Roll for awareness, please. Ooh. Okay. All of you can see him. Daron is actually kneeling down in front of some strange-looking stones. Actually, it's more like one obelisk standing in the middle of this abandoned village that you, Hex, can see that it's glowing.
Can I see anyone else? Is he there alone?
He is all alone.
So I think I'm gonna turn back to my companions and tell them, or like whisper, are we gonna talk to him? we're gonna ambush him. What do you guys think?
I mean, we've already decided to kill him. So, an ambush would probably be the best thing we can do.
If we could surprise him, maybe that would be beneficial.
So we're going in for the kill.
How far can you shoot with your bow?
I have a short bow.
It's 100 meters, so yeah, you got him.
I can only cast my fire spell 10 meters. So that would be probably from here, right?
Yeah, if you want to move there, you should probably roll for stealth first.
Ah, shit.
We need to set the stage.
Yeah.
This time you are approaching, but will he know you as you approach and all of this?
Shit. 8, fuck. Oh, no. Wait, I forgot my luck. That wouldn't help me, because I only have 6.
Anybody else wants to roll for stealth, to hide, to move silently?
Yes,
Yes.
I will hide.
Hide, please do.
I always fumble on buses. I hate it.
Oh.
Oh god, what's up?
But maybe you managed to hide.
Not the best roll.
But not the worst.
He turns around and says, "So, is it done? Is Therana and her vile band of elf terrorists dead?
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at Signum like, speak.
Where is Amos, the wounded?"
Sadly, Amos was killed in the fight against her. We did what you asked. As I says, I of course move 3 steps closer to him. The deed is done.
Right. So, deceit.
Yeah, I assumed that would be, and this time it will be the first quadruple critical for today. An 11. Yes.
And what proof do you have, dear priest?
My proof is that if you will see if I'm lying or if I'm not lying. If you meet her in the afterlife.
Oh shit, okay, I'm aiming. Careful aim.
Everyone just starts. I'm shooting. I'm killing.
I'm just aiming. Nothing more.
Taking my sword out of my sheath.
You want to attack him, right, with the spell.
Indeed. Yeah.
But he has seen through your ruse, because your deceit roll was...
More than perfect.
It was good, I can't deny that, but his perception was better. We should roll for initiative, the 3 of us, Hex, Zignum, and Deron. Let's see how it goes with initiatives. Oh,
This could be good.
you were faster than I expected.
Not a thing a man usually likes to hear.
So yes, you can do that.
Yes. Nice. Okay.
Go, Banana Tiger.
Oh, I won't be able to hear this song again. I want to put luck into this, +3. So,
Ooh, there he goes.
That's
and that's spell casting for you. Oh, and it's damage 3. Ah, fuck. Sorry, that's stupid.
1-1-1.
Ah, shit.
Insane.
Ah, shit. But he's burning then.
You raise your hands, pointing at him, targeting at his very soul, like you pinpoint his heart. You close your eyes, open your palm, and then... What? He's on fire.
Nice.
Hex, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to make a charge attack.
A strong attack using your full speed.
18.
He will try to dodge out of your way. You got a 17, so you hit him.
And it's a strong strike, so double damage to the torso. Good. Alright, 16.
Is it 16 or 32?
No, it was a strong attack, so double damage.
So it's a 32.
Yes, double the 16.
I would be dead if that would be me.
Yeah, Zignum had a 31 in his spell casting.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
As he's on fire and he has suffered a huge blow, he goes back a bit and says, What? What is the meaning of this? Why are you doing this? And he falls to the ground, rolling around in order to put out the fire.
Let's make sure he doesn't. Another 3 luck points for this. Oh shit, guys!
Oh, fuck me!
Another tiger.
I don't think I have to shoot. I'll just let you guys do it.
Just keep aiming. Keep aiming.
Okay, let's see. Well, let's see the damage.
There's a 10
Oh, he got a 10.
and then a 3.
Oh, okay. He's done.
Okay, roll for damage.
Not 3. Please do a lot of damage. Okay.
9, okay.
The thing is that now he hasn't put fire out, so at this point he receives 5 points of damage to everybody location, which is 15 plus 5 plus 8, so it's 28. As he rolls on the ground, Zignum once again extends his hand, opens his palm, and tries to concentrate all his fiery emotions for this person, which actually begin to manifest once again in the form of him igniting a second time, not allowing him to put out the first fire he was engulfed in. As Zignum does that, he stops rolling face up and his hands drop one in each side and he's done for good.
So I walk up to him and I grab his charred head and raise my cord and just, with a swoosh, just grab his head so we can give it to the elf.
Okay. I'll put my bow and arrow down and walk to these guys because I don't know what just happened.
So you grab his head, and Zignum, would you like to examine this strange obelisk that seems to be calling at you, in a way?
Of course I would.
You go near this strange stone that rises almost up to your own height. It has a glowing aura, and it has a pulsating vibe towards you, towards your inner soul. Once you step close to it, you touch it with your hand, and you realize that there is great strength in it, and it probably comes from the swamp. Something very dark, something very mystical surrounds this power. At first, the kind of power emanating from this stone overwhelms you, but once you step back and you understand what's happening, you are pretty certain that this indeed is a place of power. It's bound to the element of water. You feel like whatever bond you have with the water element, which you probably don't have, is stronger. But you also feel a bit more open in terms of sucking magic as knowledge, as power. So you receive 10 IPs to spend them on learning spells, learning magic.
I would like to do that.
Is there anything else you would like to do before you head out to meet Therana again?
Not really.
I don't think so.
Do you stop at Castle Tuzla?
I don't see a reason to.
Okay, so you move on, you go all the way around and reach the Elven encampment where Therana is waiting for you. And once she sees you, it's the first time you see her losing her majestic, as we could say, her majestic appearance. She comes close to you and says, "So, you're back. This means that at least you survived. But what What tidings do you bring?
Think with no words added, I just turn around and take out his head that's tied around my back and look at her and give her a wink and hand her the severed head of the mage.
As she takes his head in her hands, she looks in disgust, turns around to her companions, and as she turns around to face you, you see tears coming down from her eyes. She spits on the head and throws it in a pool in the swamp and says, "May you rot forever, you worm, for what you've done." She raises her eyes on the sky and says, "Eledim, I have avenged you, my love. Please, now rest." And she hangs her head low. Now it's my turn to return the favor. Now it's my turn to help you back, since you helped me, gaining back my pride and Eledim's dignity. I will forever be grateful, and although I know that we will not be able to leave this place, me and my companions, know that you have some allies here waiting for you. Just tell me when would you like to leave, and we'll move out towards the border.
Probably would be best if we set off sooner rather than later. Whenever you can get everyone together to bring us to where we need to go, we will be able to go.
She turns around, goes close to her companions and says something that you cannot listen, then turns to face you, smiles, comes close to you and says, "I will guide you personally all the way to the borders. Come, let's not waste any more time."
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
With Therana as your guide, you move past the swamp. You're pretty sure that whatever monstrosities hide amidst the bushes of beggar's cheek or fool's parsley, the greatest monstrosity is the greed that resides inside anyone's soul.